जो भी म्यूजिक होता है सब नॉन कॉपीराइटेड होता है।
म्यूजिक तो पता है मुझे नॉन
सब कुछ
कॉपीराइटेड होता
वैलोरेंट
है।
कभी कॉपीराइट नहीं देता है उसके कंटेंट पे।
बोलो। नहीं आता।
नहीं आता है, वो लोग ऐड नहीं देता है, वो लोग ऐड नहीं देते स्ट्रीम पे। लीग ऑफ लेजेंड्स का कोई कुछ भी नहीं आता, राइट गेम्स का कुछ नहीं आता है। तेरे को ये सब नहीं पता?
And then over to Pankada, he's got his ultimate, so he's going to be able to get a free plant now onto A.
1v3.
ये देख स्ट्रीम भी किए है, कॉपीराइट भी नहीं आया है।
He's got a lot of time to threaten a reposition. He's going to smoke.
अगर इसमें कॉपीराइट आया है तो ये उसका नहीं है, कुछ और गाना वाना बैकग्राउंड में चल रहा होगा, कॉपीराइट चेक कर मिल जाएगा।
But this fight now by Leo, meeting him into short.
It's
Moving
massive.
the first kill.
It's massive. Takes it down to a 1v2, but he's given away.
बहुत
What is that?
Chronicle so far ahead of his teammate. There's no trade in sight from Alfia. Now the paranoia. Waiting for the tap of the spike.
ये देख ये देख।
Rips his way
अच्छा, ये
across
तो
a
नहीं
full
हुआ है।
blind. Another tap from Alfia, but still biting.
हम लोग तो ऐसे ही वॉच और बढ़ाते थे स्ट्रीम करके।
So calm and patient in the clutch.
Really big round from Althea. After he missed that opening op shot, I thought it was game over for Fnatic.
ये देख।
But he comes through and recovers. Perhaps you could argue that round.
और अगर कुछ पे पर भी गया है तो वो गाने के लिए होगा।
An opportunity to hit the 1v3. This one, beautiful.
Just being able to isolate this fight as well.
ये देख गाना चलाया था इसीलिए किया। स्टीम पेन बेल, स्टीम पेन बेल ने गाना किया था 1 घंटे 39 से 1:39 से 1:40 तक, उसके लिए कॉपीराइट पड़ा, लेकिन अंदर कुछ नहीं है। 5.5 घंटे का VCT वॉच पार्टी किया था।
Which way the momentum was heading in the series so far.
रायट गेम्स का स्ट्रिक्ट ऑर्डर है।
Sentinels now are just down to stingers.
Disrespecting that utility that was going.
तो फिर सबको करना चाहिए ना वो।
सब लोग करते हैं।
कहाँ? सिर्फ STL वाले और वो सब करते हैं।
अरे तू वो तेरे रिकमेंडेशन में आता है, थोड़ी तेरे को कोई रिकमेंड करेगा जो तू नहीं देखता है।
Stingers can still be deadly if Durka gets caught out.
तू जो देखता है उसी तरह रिकमेंडेशन आएगा ना। रैंडमली 3 आ जाएगा कि ये लोग स्ट्रीम कर रहे हैं देख।
A bit of whiffage there from Durga, holding in a very aggressive angle.
And now that they're in a 5v4 post, Def might choose to use his ultimate.
There you go, lockdown.
बहुत रेयर आता है रैंडमली कहाँ आता है रिकमेंडेशन? तेरा कुकीज जो होता है तेरे ब्राउजिंग हिस्ट्री के हिसाब से आएगा। रिलेटिव सर्चेस।
But already being swarmed by the players now. The lockdown. Destroyed.
Okay.
Not a problem.
Yeah, no issues whatsoever.
Obviously तू गूगल पे सर्च करता है वही तरह फेसबुक पे ऐड देता है।
वॉच पार्टी। अरे रूटर में मैंने पूछा ठीक है, बट रूटर में श्योर नहीं है कि मैं कर सकती हूँ कि नहीं। That's why। और मैं सोच रही हूँ if you guys want तो मैं मूवीज का थोड़ा पार्ट चला सकती हूँ, जो फनी मूवीज हैं उस पे I ask this for you guys। बहुत जन बोल रहे थे ना ऐसे हॉरर कुछ चलाओ या फिर कुछ ऐसा।
STL जो वॉच पार्टी करते हैं उन लोगों को पैसा मिलता है उन लोगों के लिए।
तो वही बोल रही थी ना।
हम लोगों को नहीं मिलेगा, हम लोगों को नहीं चाहिए। तेरे को पता है कॉपीराइट कैसे आता है?
हाँ
कैसे?
साउंड से।
हाँ तो मैं म्यूट करके स्ट्रीम करूंगा वॉच पार्टी, आप बोल।
करो। अरे तो जब कॉपीराइट नहीं मिलता है तो फिर करो ना।
हम लोग कर रहे हैं, अभी चालू कर दिया इसने।
Copyright claim is also copyright. Copyright strike is when you get 3 copyright strikes, you get banned.
Yeah. तेरे को ये देख तू लाइव देख रहा है मेरा?
Thank you पहाड़ी for following. नहीं देख रही हूँ। अरे नेट ही खराब है मेरा।
और एक बार ये देख ले, हम लोग को कितना कॉपीराइट्स आते हैं। एक दिन बाद एक दिन कॉपीराइट्स आते हैं।
तो वही ना कॉपीराइट्स आता है तो वो पैसा नहीं मिलेगा ना, फिर क्या फायदा मेरा
तू डिस्प्यूट कर सकता है, तू डिस्प्यूट कर सकता है।
पता है डिस्प्यूट कर सकती हूँ।
हाँ तो हो गया, डिस्प्यूट कर ले, हो जाएगा खत्म।
सोचो मैं जैसे अनिकेत भैया भूल जाते हैं डिस्प्यूट करना।
नहीं वो हर दिन करता है, मैं करता हूँ ना।
क्या करते हैं? जाता है येलो डॉलर में नहीं जाता बस। जाता है पैसा, पूरा पैसा ही जाता है तुम्हारा। वो स्ट्रीम में कोई पैसा नहीं आएगा अगर रेड हो जा रहा है, अगर येलो आ रहा है तो आएगा। आप ही का तो रेड है अभी, देखिए बहुत सारे हैं, 30,000। येलो, येलो इज क्लेम। हाँ
सुन, 10K के पहले रेड और येलो कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता है।
नहीं फर्क पड़ता है। किसी का अगर 10K नहीं है और उसके पास पैसे आ रहे तो उसका फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा? पड़ता है।
तू छोटा सोच रहा है।
नहीं, मेरा तो हुआ है ना, मैं तो सोचूंगी। मैं नहीं सोचू।
वही बोल रहा हूँ, तो छोटा सोच रहा है।
छोटे छोटे नहीं सोचेंगे तो कैसे होगा बड़ा?
पहले बड़ा सोचना होता है, तभी छोटा होगा।
अरे आर्ग्यूमेंट
सोचेगा
नहीं
तो
कर
और
रहे
छोटा।
यार, आर्ग्यूमेंट कहाँ कर रहे। हाय राहुल,
वैलोरेंट रायट गेम्स वॉच पार्टी पे कॉपीराइट इसलिए नहीं देता है। पहला कारण ये है कि वो लोग मतलब नहीं देते, वो लोग का वो रूल है।
प्रमोशन होता है फ्री का, इसीलिए।
हाँ, एक तो वो चीज है, दूसरा चीज ये है कि वो लोग
हाँ भाई,
मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंटली वो यूट्यूब पे स्ट्रीम ही नहीं करता है।
आप किसी को क्या क्या बोल रहे हो यार? सनी नहीं समझ आ रहा है मुझे। आई विश आई कुड डू वॉच पार्टी हियर यार, मैं वो करना था।
वैलोरेंट तो यूट्यूब पे स्ट्रीम ही नहीं करता है, फिर तो कॉपीराइट कैसे डालेगा उस पे? वैलोरेंट तो ट्विच पे स्ट्रीम करता है।
तो मतलब वेबसाइट, सॉरी चैनल है यूट्यूब पे, उस पे नहीं होता है,
वो लोग को फर्क ही नहीं पड़ता है। वो ट्विच पे ओरिजिनल चलता है, ट्विच से वो मतलब समझ ले कि मैं मेरे को तेरे को एक ड्यूटी दिया है यूट्यूब पे स्ट्रीम करने के लिए, ठीक है? तो ऐसे मेरे को तेरे को दे दिया यूट्यूब पे स्ट्रीम जाके स्ट्रीम करो, लेकिन उसका मेन रेवेन्यू ट्विच से आता है। मतलब देख, एक चीज देख, तेरे को ये मालूम है ना कि यूट्यूब लेट में चलता है और ट्विच पहले चलता है, मतलब यूट्यूब में डिले है। तो तू बता, अगर लैंड इवेंट हो रहा है और अगर लैंड इवेंट से ट्विच पे स्ट्रीम कर रहा है तो यूट्यूब पे क्यों नहीं कर रहा है? यूट्यूब पे क्यों डिले आ रहा है? यूट्यूब पे ज्यादा फास्ट होना चाहिए ना इंडिया में। ट्विच तो अमेरिकन वो है, प्लेटफॉर्म है, यूट्यूब भी है, क्योंकि ट्विच पे वो डायरेक्ट स्ट्रीम करता ही नहीं है, वो पहले ट्विच पे करता है और ट्विच से वो ऐसे मतलब वो क्या कहते हैं इसको, स्क्रीन लेके यूट्यूब पे स्ट्रीम करता है।
Apply some of that pressure into garage, break the door.
ये तो उसमें कर रहे हैं ना,
मैं स्विच पे देख रहा हूँ।
म्यूट कर दिया फॉर अ रीजन। नहीं समझोगे तुम लोग क्यों म्यूट किया? मैं डांटती हूँ तो अच्छा लगता है तुम लोगों को, सब डांट खाओ फिर मेरे।
किसको?
सबको डांटती हूँ फिर मैं, सबको अच्छा लग रहा है कि मैं डांटती हूँ, मैं सबको डांट ही देती हूँ। डांटने वाला स्ट्रीम करूंगी एक दिन। बस कुछ नहीं यार, कुछ नहीं, डांटने वाला स्ट्रीम होगा ना, मेरा कैमरा रहेगा और 1 मिनट का कैमरा रहेगा।
सिर्फ वैलोरेंट नहीं, ये लीग ऑफ लेजेंड्स से हो रहा है, वो लोग
उसके साथ कोलैबोरेट करूंगी मैं, ठीक है? और फिर तुम लोग देखना, हाँ तुम लोग को इतने मजे आएंगे ना।
इनफैक्ट जो लीग ऑफ लेजेंड्स होते हैं उन लोगों के जो मतलब लैंड इवेंट होते हैं, लीग ऑफ लेजेंड्स वैलोरेंट नहीं, उन लोगों के हाफ ऑफ द हॉल टिकट्स फ्री होते हैं, हाफ, पूरे स्टेडियम का हाफ टिकट वो लोग फ्री देते हैं।
क्यों? एग्जाम कैसे कैंसिल हो गया भाई? मेरे को लेके चलो फिर। थोड़ा वो लोग स्पॉन्सर कर देंगे मुझे बस फ्लाइट की टिकट, बाकी तो मैं चली जाऊंगी।
प्रमोशन में बहुत,
अरे यार कितने गंदे हो यार।
बिलीव करता है प्रमोशन पे बहुत, नहीं तो आज तक वैलोरेंट पेड गेम हो जाता।
मेरे को कल की देंगे,
फ्री है इसलिए चल रहा है, जब पेड हो जाएगा ना, अगर 200-300 रुपए भी लेना स्टार्ट कर देगा ना, गेम बहुत अच्छा हो जाएगा।
All of that was just used excellently, and Boaster is
ये सब तो अच्छा लगता है क्या?
Yeah, he's got confidence. I don't know if he's been
पेपर लीक हो गया था तुम
aim
लोगों
labs
का?
routine or what in the off season, but he's taking map control, challenging these players. He's not scared of the heavyweight big hitters on Sentinels. He's just taking it.
टेंशन होच्छे ना भाई काल
That's what you need. It's a kind of attitude, mindset.
তোর মতোই
Really
খেলছে
do you need the knives? Oh my words.
It's the same kind of pathing from the pistol round, but it doesn't work again.
हाँ बोल
Too many stray blades just landing all over the place there. Gets a couple of the players low, but
कब आ रहे
wow, that shot just being found. And
पूछ कब आ रहे
Sentinels need a miracle here because going down 8 rounds, giving 8 rounds to Fnatic.
तो स्ट्रीम को
मुझे
चाहिए
कुछ चीजें चाहिए पूछ बोल दे
गान को म्यूट में ले
they do need a miracle. Who's going to be the playmaker? Target's broken. Cosmic Divide cut across now.
मैं नहीं कर सकती 12 बजे
Has to hold this. He knows to be in
मुझे दे ना
push.
मुझे दे
There's the first opener. Still
ईयरफोन
second position
है
is
कुछ
known.
रेजर का
Back
कुछ
play.
तो
Moving
है
forwards.
मेरा ईयरफोन
Second
क्या है
isolated
शायद
fights, but eventually
Razer?
shut down.
क्या
ओ हैमर
Really,
हेड
really well calculated there
Hammerhead.
by Fnatic, making sure that he didn't
नहीं
overstep
नहीं
his
हैमर
bounds,
हेड नहीं
give
नहीं
too much away.
Very solid retake, and at this point, an
ये
extremely
प्रियंका ने
good
देखा
half
क्या वो
from
वीडियो?
Fnatic. 8-3 with a potential to go 9-3. Either way this final round goes, Fnatic have put on a really good performance here. Their retakes have been excellent, and apart from a couple of good moments from Sentinels, they've been able to work the defensive rotates into a position to shut down the pushes. We haven't seen TenZ unlocked as much as perhaps Sentinels would have hoped for.
Now we're heading into that final round of the first half here. Operator fight taking place. Durka wants to try and take it. Waits it out as well. Smart from him. Doesn't immediately go for the turret. Just waits for it as it's being activated. Just in case a player slips up and makes a mistake and peeks before it's ready. TenZ even going for a shot of his own as well. Almost reacting to that jump peek.
But now they know TenZ is opping on attack. And that means that they should expect Sentinels to be playing a little slowly.
Yeah.
So Fnatic don't have to be as aggressive in terms of reclearing the map and looking for information, because they know that if they just kind of hold tight, Sentinels are going to be working a pick for probably the next 20, maybe even 30 seconds.
They know it's going to be a slower paced round. And look at this reposition by Alfie. Deep push to the bottom of C. An area to map, honestly, that hasn't been explored too much by Sentinels. When they've been going for these C hits, oftentimes it's through Garage. So this could be a really valuable backstab position if they decide to go for the C hit, which right now just a contact play, breaking that alarm bot, but the positioning is going to be known now with 40 seconds remaining. Durka looks down the one angle.
अरे
Still going to be holding it
तरीका
down.
तो
Rolling
है
Thunder to push him back. Wants to take the shot before it goes
ठीक
through.
है
But there we
हाँ
go.
जरूर
The extra
जरूर
layers that I was talking about
अरे यार
earlier.
गाइस
Alfie
मुझे VCT का
Locked and
Watchparty
loaded.
करूँ क्या
And it is disaster for
अबे
Sentinels.
डांटे वो
Two
लोग।
पूछ ले एक बार।
players standing.
वो लोग
They're
नहीं
falling
दे
all
रहे
down the
रिप्लाई
second.
मुझे
A nasty shot to be
तो
found,
फिर
but
छोड़ दे।
Alfie once more with that consistency.
I think so many people were coming into this match wondering which team would have the better super team. Is it America's or is it
कल होने वाला
EMEA?
है।
And Fnatic have landed an emphatic.
Outstanding first half from them. Clearly see why Fnatic opted into going into Haven as well. Very ready for it. They had so many different looks and changes to their defensive setups, honestly.
जो अबे हंसते भाई
Falling across the board.
यार तुम
now.
लोगों का जो वो
Send it
क्या
down,
बोलते
Lucas,
हैं
break
एग्जाम
down.
का पेपर क्या वो क्या लीक हो गया तो मतलब नेक्स्ट पेपर तो हार्ड होगा सेकंड पेपर्स आर ऑलवेज हार्ड ना तुम लोगों का कभी हुआ है पेपर लीक
पता चला एग्जाम ही नहीं होगा
हम लोग का तो कभी नहीं हुआ है ना ऐसे एग्जाम में पेपर लीक हाँ नहीं सेकंड वाला पेपर ज्यादा नहीं सेकंड पेपर ज्यादा हार्ड होता है 3 or 4 sets of question they have पहले वाला इजी होता है थोड़ा डकार क्या मार रहे हो दोनों डकार की कंपटीशन चल रहा है क्या इधर दो मारा है अभी शान भैया मारे मेरी वजह से बैचलर्स में ऐसा क्या कंपटीशन लगा रहे हैं कट में आ समझेगी आके बस बैठे रहे ये लोग बातें सुन न्यू माइक म्यूट करके बैठे रहे फिर क्या हुआ था नया क्वेश्चन पेपर मिले थे पेपर लीक कैसे होते हैं यार चुरा लेते हैं क्या
नहीं हम लोगों को भी होते हैं पेपर लीक
कहाँ
मेरे कॉलेज में
अरे आपका कॉलेज तो अलग ही है हम लोग का नहीं
लेकिन री एग्जाम नहीं होता है हम लोग वही देते हैं
मैं रात में रखता हूँ, सुबह बहुत लेट तक उठता हूँ तो मम्मी मुझे और डांटती है, बताओ क्या करे। कुछ नहीं यार, एक
तूने
टाइम बाद
तूने तूने
मम्मी
पहले
बोलना
सोचा ना ये कोई ऐसे शायरी टाइप
शायरी
है?
है।
कैसे लाइन बाय लाइन पढ़ रहा था
आई
रिदम
थॉट
करके।
आई
उसको
लिख
लगा
हाँ
मैं
मेरे
रात में रखता हूँ, सुबह बहुत लेट तक उठता हूँ, उसके बाद
अरे बोला ही ऐसे तुमने, मैं क्या करूँ।
हाँ कूलर चल रहा है, इसे नहीं चल रहा है। मेरे को कैसे पता, मेरे को थोड़ा के बोला होगा, पैसा नहीं है। देखना कैसे कैसे स्ट्रक्चर बनाया है। पैसा कम है इस बार।
तुम लोग बताओ, अगर कि तुम लोग को देखना है क्या VCT जो डिस्कॉर्ड में कर रहे हैं, तो फिर मैं स्क्रीन शेयर दूंगी तुम लोग को, तुम लोग भी वो
ब्रिज का
करोगे।
स्क्रीन इतना कांप क्यों रहा है? ऐसा थोड़ी होता है। नहीं इतना तो नहीं होता है। हट, स्क्रीन कांप रहा है, देखना देख, स्क्रीन मतलब वॉल भी कांप रहा है। एबिलिटी नहीं, वो AFK है, AFK है क्या? ब्रिज AFK है क्या? नहीं
किसी को कोविड हो गया क्या?
नहीं नहीं AFK तो नहीं है।
लगाओ ना VCT।
वाह हक दिया।
क्वालिटी खराब है।
2v2 ले लिया,
रखता
ट्रेड ले
हूँ का
लिया।
मतलब है
2v3
स्टाउ। स्प्लिट स्क्रीन में देखना इज सो डिफिकल्ट। ओके ओके, देन आई जस्ट गिव माय स्क्रीन शेयर। एक दिन करती हूँ, अगर मुझे मना करे देन मैं करूंगी।
कल कल का मना कर दिया था ना तेरे को?
हाँ पता नहीं फिर मेरे को,
कल क्या क्या किया था तूने?
मैंने कुछ नहीं किया था।
फिर मना क्या किया था कल?
नहीं मैं पूछी थी तो कल बोले थे कि मत करो, पर ऐसे कुछ मतलब ऐसे हार्ड एंड फास्ट रूल नहीं था तब, पता नहीं मेरे को एक्चुअली।
फिर मत कर मत कर मत कर, छोड़ दे। एक बार पूछ ले फिर कल करना। मैच तो भी चलेगा, विजिटिव बहुत सा पूरा साल चलेगा। छोड़ दे।
अरे नहीं बट अरे तुम्हारी गलती नहीं है यार, मेरे को लगा कि ऐसे बोल रहे हो शायरी वारी कुछ ऐसे गंदे तरीके से पढ़ूं, उससे अच्छे से पढ़ूं। जैसे देख, मैं बहुत लेट उठती हूँ, ठीक है, क्लास
नहीं जाती हूँ।
10-11 से। चुप कर। तो मेरी मम्मी बोलना ही छोड़ दी अभी। 3 बजे उठती हूँ मैं कभी कभी।
अब तो क्लास भी जाना
हाय
छोड़ दिया।
स्नेहल, मेरा क्लास नहीं होता है, मेरा क्लास नहीं होता है। दिस इज कोलकाता ब्रो,
ये तो लो,
दिस इज नॉट
सत्ती।
योर किट। क्लास नहीं होता है ब्रो, गेट इट।
जा ट्रेड नहीं এসছে।
एंड मेरा फाइनल ईयर में
কি
अटेंडेंस
হচ্ছে
का कुछ
এত
सीन भी
স্ট্রিম?
नहीं है।
হ্যাঁ স্ক্রিন কাঁপছে অনেক
খুবই
অনেক
খারাপ,
কোয়ালিটি খারাপ।
थैंक यू राहुल।
প্রোডাকশন খুবই খারাপ।
হ্যাঁ স্ক্রিন অনেক কাঁপছে। না না না, আগেবার ভালো ছিল, সেট বেট ভালো বানিয়েছিল, সেট ভালো বানিয়েছিল, সেট ভালো বানিয়েছিল, এখন
আরে সেটের
একটু
কথা
বেশি
বলছি না,
বানিয়েছে।
প্রোডাকশন হাউস বলছি, স্ট্রিম প্রোডাকশন খুবই বাজে, এবার
शारदा,
আরো বাজে।
शारदा,
হ্যাঁ
शारदा, मैं आपको कुछ टेक्स्ट कर रही हूँ, ठीक है, उसका कैलकुलेशन करके मुझे बताओ, ठीक है।
হ্যাঁ
हाँ
भाई नासा वासा में काम करते हो क्या?
नहीं नहीं,
कैलकुलेशन करके बताओ कि सैटेलाइट किधर जा रहा है। अरे
আরে
अरे
ছি ছি দে দে, খুব
भाई
বাজে
क्या
প্রোডাকশন। আমাকে বলতো এর থেকে ভালো প্রোডাকশন করে দিতাম। কিন্তু এটা কিসে
बोलो ना आप
না
प्लीज।
কিসে তার উপর ডিপেন্ড করছে না। কতক্ষণ করে এবার তোর একটা ডেইলি একটা এভারেজ, তুই জানিস না ডেইলি এভারেজ কত আছে? এবার সেটা আমি কি করে বলবো যে আহ, মানে হ্যাঁ তো বা ভাগ করে তো তাহলেই তো হয়ে গেল।
सकता हूँ।
6 धर
आई मीन सुबह
100
का
100
स्ट्रीम स्टार्ट होगा यार, बट मेरा ना थोड़ा सा 100
100 हो गया।
हाँ तो मतलब
अरे अरे अरे
हो जाएगा ना?
तब तो हो जाएगा 100/6 मतलब 100 into 6 600 हो गया। नहीं मैंने क्या लिखा देख। हाँ तो तेरे को इंक्रीज करना पड़ेगा ना, फिर कैसे होगा 100? तू जैसे बोल रहा है वैसा करने के लिए तेरे को नहीं नहीं तू कुछ कम बोल रहा है, अगर नहीं तो इम्पॉसिबल है।
Def and Pancada also full bought in this round, so they'd be
अच्छा
in a
इसको
challenging
कोविड है
spot
लियो
if
को
Def goes down.
कितना ऐसी रात होगी अरिजीत सिंह।
Tries to go for a bit of a spam kill here.
पूरा
लियो
सॉन्ग
को
चलाना ओके।
He's being isolated,
उसका
surrounded right now, but
क्या
तेरे को
बोलते हैं
इंक्रीज करना
चड्डा
पड़ेगा
सिंह का
फिर।
ना?
he just wades right into him. Alfie is back there. That flash was
भाई
not good for a
सेंटिनल को
second.
एकदम
A bit of a self
पॉसिबल ही
flash
नहीं है
there, but
उतना।
And now
फिर
फिर कुछ
कैसे
गलत
होगा?
बोला हाँ,
horrible for
फिर
Sentinels.
मेरे को कुछ
They
गलत
kind of
पता
need to
चला
just
है।
save 2 weapons into this round.
मल्टीप्लाई सिंपल
the rifle.
मेरे को
They
भी
got
कैलकुलेशन
destroyed
नहीं
before they
समझ
were
में
anywhere
आ
near
रहा था।
setting up
या
for
तो
the
तू
retake.
6-7 वो
And
गलत
Fnatic
बोल
just
रहा
got
है
the easiest round of
या
their
फिर तेरा
lives.
टोटल
And
गलत
Sentinels
बोल रहा
have
है,
2
नहीं तो नहीं
players
पॉसिबल
that
नहीं है।
can't buy this round.
When you're 10-5 being the scoreline, such a difference in these rounds.
वाई मतलब
Every advantage you can
प्ले
carry forward.
सॉन्ग विल बी बेचाने हसीना के दीवाना।
The replays are going on. I can see the money
कौन
that's
सा
going
गाना?
on. Does seem like that OptiX
लाल
is
सिंह
just
हाँ मेरे को
forcing
पता
up
है
into
वो
this
लाल
round.
सिंह
It
का
means
गाना।
the weapons are not good. Pancada's working with a sheriff while all this is
हाय
going
लकी।
on in this setup.
Yeah, this is last chance desperation mode for Sentinels. They need somebody to go huge, and Tens is not here.
All that YouTuber just being dumped through. There you go. Fault line. It's not on the one side. Sentinels opting to just completely get out of there. So they want to play for
হবে
this
সাইড
retake now.
নিচ্ছে
But
রে
the weapons, like I said earlier, are just not good for it. I mean, Tens
কত
has
রিটেক
got an
খেলবে?
operator.
And Sassy's
Ready?
also got no flashes. One is going to come back online at some
सॉन्ग
point in the round, but
साउंड सही है ना?
they're really
कि
relying on
बना
कैमरा
है।
utility.
आटकी जाए
I would
सब
give Tens the right.
ची
Yeah, they
ची
have done
ची
that,
ची
actually.
To the round. So Sassy putting the operator now. We'll see
একদম
what Tens
মানে
opts to do.
কালকের
Paranoia
এই মতন খেলছে
way across, including
ভাই
the stun
বিকে
as well.
স্টান ছিল তাও মারতে পারলো না।
জির
All
মতন
just
খেলছে
being
কালকে।
met pound for pound, match for match. The crossfire just far too potent from
अरे
Fnatic.
बाप रे बाप।
Chronicle claiming
That's
4
so
in
lag.
the round. Real difference maker for this squad.
And Boaster with memories of that final map of Reykjavik on Haven, where Sentinels lifted the trophy in his head. With memories of that going through his
will
head,
not
he
say
has
so much
delivered
by
such
Sen
a
is
good performance
disappointing
right
me.
here. As,
अभी
on the
तो
beginning
सब
of
लोग
his
बोलते हैं ना कि
revenge
सेन
tour.
और खेल नहीं पाता एज अ टीम।
Starts here.
This is absolute
है ना?
dominance from Fnatic. Sentinels look like they are completely out of the game. We saw some flashes of brilliance in the first
अरे
half.
वर्ल्ड का
But
बेस्ट
other than
प्लेयर
that,
है तो के पास।
the coordination,
नहीं
the
है।
utility
But
usage,
still they cannot win.
the
World
game plan
best नहीं है।
ideas just all in favor of Fnatic on Haven. This was a great map pick to start things off.
Making it 11-5.
बहुत
Full
बहुत
line
है
push
अपना
back on
बहुत
players
है।
there. Now look at this. It's a risk to be taken. Rolling
इससे
Thunder
अच्छा
don't being
तो
set up. This is Chronicle. And he's going to clear this through all of A.
Knockout है ना?
Close.
नॉकआउट
This is going to catch
डायरेक्ट
Johnston, right?
नॉकआउट।
He's far enough back.
Thank you Lucky for following.
No one from Fnatic.
सोवा बेचारा
Might be able
अकेले
to swing
रूम
off
में
this
खेल
though,
रहा है।
in short. They're
Very
playing
sad.
pretty far back there, so
किसी का भूत है कितने गंदे हो।
what are they waiting for right now? Maybe a bit of util to come back? Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Leo
just a
with the
recon.
dart. Waiting for that
एक जो
recon to
मैं
come back.
हूँ जो
But I do
झूठ
think these
बोल
short
रहा
games
हूँ।
Direct
need to
पड़ेगा
be a
लो
little
नीचे।
क्या
bit
झूठ
forwards. Now
बोल
they
रहे
start
हो?
moving
ची
way
ची
forward.
ची भाई तू ये
Space.
And
And
now
here we
they're gonna
go.
go with a stun. That's it. Everything just sent
अबे
flying.
लियो
Updraft
तो
right
ऐसे ही
back.
ए क्या
हरा
पहला मैप देख रहे हो आप लोग?
हाँ, पहला
Sublime
मैप।
placement of the utility. So well executed. And that double stack. The risky play by Sentinels here on their weaker buy does not pay off. Fnatic looking so
राहुल
damn ready to
हमारा
take
गाना
that
मुझे नहीं
12th
समझ
round,
आया।
set themselves up on map point.
It looks sublime, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's so good.
पता नहीं यार मेरा नेट आज क्यों इतना खग रहा है मुझे नहीं आ रहा
मेरा
कुछ
भी
देखने
बहुत
Take
गंदा
that
है।
step closer to taking
मेरा
map one.
जन्मदिन चला
And it
गया
would
अभी
have to
कुछ ही
be
दिन पहले।
an almost
मेरा
impossible
जन्मदिन
miracle
था
one for Sentinels to mount any
3
kind
को।
of comeback. Fnatic looks so in control.
ओके
The
ओके
game
ओके।
plans.
सिंगर का भी नाम बता दो,
gorgeous.
अगर बाई चांस नहीं मिला ना सिंगर का नाम मिल
Brent,
गया
a lot of
आ
the
जाएगा।
times, super teams do not live up to the hype. It's obviously way too early to
गाइस
call it
प्लीज
for
कल आ
any of the
जाना,
teams
रात
in
को आ
VCT
जाना ये टाइम
with
पे,
the
हम
year
लोग
just
स्क्रिबल
starting.
खेलेंगे यार, मेरे को बहुत दिन से
But I
खेलना है,
like what I'm seeing
प्लीज
so far.
डोंट डिसअपॉइंट मी।
They haven't just strung together a bunch of good players on their team. They've got
गाइस
a
कभी
nice game
सुने हो
plan and
कि
good
एक
ideas
स्ट्रीमर
for
को
the roles
रोते
that
हुए, प्लीज डोंट
Aorus Synergy is going to operate.
डिसअपॉइंट
Very
मी,
nice
प्लीज
from them.
डोंट डिसअपॉइंट। क्या रे?
So replay that round as well. But this is do or die for Sentinels.
ऐसे बोल
हाँ।
रहे ना, स्ट्रीम एंड करने दो, उसके बाद उसको
खटिया खड़ी करते हो,
because
खटिया
if it
खड़ी
gets
करते हो।
broken, they breach on. If it doesn't get broken, it clears out short and they know that they don't
आज
need to
तो
breach
बहुत
on that
दुख है
position.
मेरा
They can save
जन्मदिन
it.
आ रहा
You know,
है,
there's a
मेरा आ रहा है,
serious
कोई
thought process been
नहीं
put
आ रहे
into
तो
this.
भाई,
And this is one of
मतलब
the things that Fnatic
हमारा
always does, is
जन्मदिन
start
कब
out
है?
tournaments with
जन्मदिन
amazing ideas.
चलो चलो, कम ऑन कम ऑन कम ऑन कम ऑन।
ओके। अरे नहीं, मैं तो स्पॉटिफाई में प्ले करती हूँ ना, तो गाने का नाम लाइक प्रॉपर नहीं होता है, तो कभी कभी नहीं दिखाता है।
Draft dash play. He is stunned up though.
Sight in भी हो चुका है।
Clear through the back of the site, but
ये लोग रीटेक करेंगे।
यार ये कैमरा में कितनी सुंदर दिखती हूँ, ठीक है, कुछ ऐसे नॉर्मली इतना सुंदर दिखती हूँ लिपस्टिक लगा
now
के,
setting themselves
ऐसे
up into
आईने
the
में
most
जाऊंगी,
one opening with second falling. You don't have that breach.
अभी ऐसे अजीब सी दिखूंगी।
And how do you win this? Cosmic Divider cut the one
कमिंग
side
कमिंग
up.
कमिंग
Tens.
कमिंग इनफॉर्मिंग।
उड़ता हूँ
रुको ये चेंज कर रही हूँ, ठीक है।
Trailblazer even
Flash
missing
down
this
whatever.
wall. So difficult.
Yeah,
Sky
तो
bursts
क्या बोला?
through. There is no flash to
अरे,
break through this.
अरे आमा की
Time is
पटी दो
ticking.
VCT को।
Finally it
Oye,
rejects, but already to fight
क्या
back.
मुन पागला है?
Sassy trading
अरे
out, winning it
कोविड
back out
खेले
of the
दिखते
flank.
हो, हागा बिल्कुल।
Reflanking through, it's all down to Leo.
ताऊ हेलो।
In that 1v2, one fight isolated, half on a defuse, Sassy sticks it, the percentage play, there's no way you're sticking this all the way!
12-6,
सत्याजीत का गाना है क्या?
1
Absolute
round to
cojones on
go।
him to make a play like that.
And for the first time in the series, we see the value of adding
तुम
Sassy
भी
and
बोलो ना,
Pancada
खटिया
to this
खड़ी
roster.
कर देंगे तुम सबका।
That duo just played
अरे,
so well towards the
उसी
end.
का तो बात
and
चल रहा था।
I'm
थैंक यू वीर।
speechless at what Sassy just did.
अरे ये लोग मुझे बुली करते हैं,
On map point, why not? Throw caution to the
स्पेशली
wind.
नॉइड। ये वाला क्या?
मैं बुली करूँ इतना दम मुझे?
तू मेरे को बुली करता है, ठीक है, ये ना मेरे को स्ट्रीम पे बुली करेगा, ठीक
मेरा
है।
इतना दम।
स्टोरी बताती हूँ इसका पूरा थिंकिंग। ये मेरे को स्ट्रीम में बुली करता है, इसको पता है स्ट्रीम में ज्यादा कुछ नहीं बोलेगी ये, इसलिए स्ट्रीम में इसका जितना भड़ास है, जितना कुछ बोलना होता है ये बोल देता है। उसके बाद स्ट्रीम के बाद फिर मैं इसके साथ बात नहीं करती हूँ।
बात नहीं करे वो छोड़ो भाई, जो सुनाती है फिर।
क्या सुनाती? कुछ नहीं सुनाती हूँ गाइस, मैं बस बोलती हूँ मेरे को टेक्स्ट मत करियो तू, मैं नहीं कर रही बात।
ये इमोशनल ब्लैकमेल
बिल्कुल, क्या किया बता, मैंने क्या किया? कुछ नहीं करती हूँ, नहीं झूठ बोल रहा है।
जाओ बेटे घर जाओ, सेंटिनल टाटा।
ओह नाइस रिफ्लेक्स।
टाटा सेंटिनल घर जाओ।
नॉइड घर जाओ। आज क्या खाया नॉइड? क्या बनाया? तू बनाया कुछ खाना वाना? क्या ऑर्डर कर लिया?
नहीं पापा ने बनाया।
सॉन्ग का वॉइस सही नहीं है, मतलब और ये करूँ क्या? बढ़ाओ क्या? और कुछ बता दो यार लकी। गाइस जल्दी से लाइक करो यार, क्या कर रहे हो? व्हाट यू डूइंग? तो ये हकीकत, ठीक है इसके बाद हकीकत चला रही हूँ। सिंगर है, ओके
फ्रेंड्स वाइट शूज, वाइट शूज।
दादा मेरी, हाँ ना, नहीं तो फिर मेरा आवाज नहीं आएगा।
जेट डिप तो है भाई।
भाई की
अरे ये
शॉट
तो
मारा,
इंस्ट्रूमेंटल
मेरा की शॉट मारे भाई, इतने रियल
पहले
नहीं।
आपको ज्यादा लाइक करे तो लव हो जाएगा। अरे भाई ये क्या था?
तो हैकिंग করে এরকম শট লাগে না, जो तेरा এরা लगा।
स्क्रिबल का ट्रायल ले क्या? मैं तो ले सकती हूँ, ये लोग नहीं खेलते ना, बोलते 2 जन से क्या स्क्रिबल होगा।
एग्जैक्टली,
फिर नहीं खेलते ये लोग।
जो बोल रहे हैं
यार ये लोग के साथ नहीं खेलूंगी यार।
जो बोल रहे हैं उसके साथ खेल।
हाँ सिद्धार्थ आ जाओ, खेलोगे?
हाँ तू और सिद्धार्थ खेल दोनों मिलके।
चलो यार।
जाओ सिद्धार्थ जाओ,
आ जाओ यार सिद्धार्थ, डीजी पे
हम
आ
लोग
जाओ।
पूरे अच्छे ऑडियंस है। 10 राउंड का करना, 10 राउंड का।
देख के तालियां भी बजाएंगे।
ज्यादा नहीं बोल रहे नोएड? हाँ
अरे तुमको सब में मेरा ही बात सुनाई
हाँ।
देता है, तुमको सब चीज में मेरा ही बात सुनाई देता है। मैं तो अच्छा बोल रहा हूँ कि तालियां बजाएंगे, अच्छा देख करके अच्छा खेलोगे।
अरे ये तो कुछ और ही। यार तुम्हारा गाना नहीं आ रहा यार, माफ करो यार। कौन स्क्रिबल खेलेगा? वो हाथ उठाने वाले इमोजी दो ऐसे करके,
गाइस हाथ उठाने वाला इमोजी दो जल्दी जल्दी।
ऐसे वाला। वो बीसी पे। हाँ
to learn a lot of things, and after he's doing incredible his job.
Yeah, it feels like once he gets comfortable, it's going to be a problem for their opponent, and that is the scary thing. And I don't know about you guys, but Chronicle looks pretty comfortable right now.
I agree.
But you know what, though? Moving on to our Aim Lab shoot-around, and we're going to be checking in with the IGL of Sentinels. It's going to be Def here, who, you know, really, Achilleos had a this one go all the way. So
Thank you very much, GB. Yeah, I think that's the hopes, isn't it, that we end up landing on that, you know, that proper, really drawn-out series. Map 3 would be fantastic, but we are going to an interesting map 2. Split is what it's going to be. The Des were kind of alluding to it as well, but listen, across the board, Exit as a team, you know, you see that core of Def, very comfortable in this map in the past, but the rest of Sentinels, not necessarily so.
Yeah, it used to be Loud's permaban, so it's not somewhere that Sassy and Pancada have historically been strong or showcased much of anything, and Tens has had his struggles here. His demons have arisen, playing the Jet, playing the Rays on this map in elimination maps. But I think the most important thing is that Zekken should be empowered. He's my player to watch on this attack side, because his Breach, very underwhelming, super rough performance, but his Rays should just be so much more fluid and allow him to get aggressive and get into positions where he can rely on his fragging.
Much more confident pick for him.
And the whole comp is a very Exet comp coming out from Sentinels.
Yeah.
It is a Def, an A-Rin kind of composition here. It's loaded with a ton of utility. It can take map control. It's really good on the defense side too. Big clash here though in ropes.
Yep, already going to be trying to take this one, and guess what? Coverage was there. Durka takes the first shot. Chronicle had his back, even with the disengage at play. So it's left Sentinels with a player disadvantage in this 3v4 now, looking to regroup with the rest, or at least with the space that Pancada's gained ever so slightly.
Yeah, the Viper setup creates a little bit of threat, a bit of pressure over towards A Heaven.
They're reading it.
But there's already 3 players here.
Yeah.
And part of that is because Alpha's Cam sees him to be Heaven, and he's not worried at all.
30 seconds left.
And so Durka lines it up right down the angle. A single shot will do it to the chest. Sassy don't stand a chance. All up to Pancada with no time left to even play in this round. What can you even do in a situation? You have to try and plan A. Not likely. Not when Durga's hitting shot like this. I mean, that is just disgusting.
Durga has been a land demon at almost every event he's been to.
Yeah.
I think he played slightly better online in the run-up to Champs than what we actually saw from him. But the team still did fairly well, making it to around the 6th spot. It's not like he was bad, but my God, when this guy is on form, when Durga's playing his best, he's up there with, you know, the top 3 players in the world. At times, he looks like he could be the best player in the world. Maybe this Fnatic team is going to empower him to be just that.
What a beginning for Fnatic. It's a critical pistol round for Sentinels to just get a bit more confidence in the series, seeing if they could try and fight back after losing that first map. But now this judge in play, this is always dangerous. Much more passive wall, but still going to get broken nevertheless. But it gives good information that players are close. Def just trying to go for the jump peek. With the right click in play. Now a nade as well pushes off that angle. Leo taking quite a bit of damage. Just trying to get out of there. Even a self-heal being used, so he'll be topped back up, I believe, to 100 health.
And a paranoia being thrown in there too, just so that Chronicle can grab a little bit more information and presence, controlling B Heaven. I think the split is entirely about map control. It's about holding on to key areas, and Boaster's got B main, Chronicle's got B Heaven currently, and there's still a lot of info that Alfie is providing on the A side. So Sentinels are a little stuck. Obviously just pistols in this round too, but in these kind of rounds, Def is probably just going to be feeling out what the defense looks like. Yeah. How do they respond to different things? Where is the Cypher setup?
Nade is going to be supplementing this entire push, and they all fall down, with the exception of Tens, who's just late lurking through B main.
And those 3 kills from Chronicle to put us up to a prime game in Flawless. He's now 2 away from his ultimate.
Very important.
Yeah, massive. Chronicle as well. Both of the Breach players now on map 2 playing Raze for us. And while I think it's imperative to get Zekken onto a role like that, where he can have a bit more impact in the round, where he's showcased more comfort. For Chronicle, this guy, we've seen him up at the top playing all sorts of different stuff. And his fragging has never been in question.
Yeah, I mean, he's been such a flexible player. Remember him trying out to play, I believe it was Sova on Split as well, at times.
Oh, yeah.
Not afraid to flex over to a variety of roles. But this is the investment round now from Sentinels. They've got guns online in their hands. Got to make usage of them now.
And look how much faith they have, actually, in Durka to just hold on to A lobby. A Heaven, sorry. So now Althea comes to reinforce. They're going to play a bit of a retake setup if Sentinels burst into the site.
Yeah.
And Althea and Durka are going to be fighting both incredibly good fraggers.
This Heaven position, watched for. Flash goes all the way up top there. That is an instant trade, so Durka only going to be claiming the one. Double satchel across. Althea could be the difference maker. High ground position. Crosshair placement was not good, but he uses the cage to get back out of there. Site's going to be gained. Wall has to be used, though, and Heaven wasn't really watched for there. Tens had the spike in his hands the entire time. They will get this plant down without too much problem. Still, Fnatic, they've maintained and held on to control of Heaven this entire time, and looking to re-clear now through ramp down into main. And Boaster holding this paranoia. This is a big play, ready and waiting. It's going to be ripping its way through. It's going to be attempt stairs. They're trying to hide through the smoke. Showstopper letting it rip over the wall, though. Oh. No one watching for it, and a spray down. Reset of the aim. Def being the playmaker.
What a big triple kill from Def. But also fortunate that he was on the right side of that wall.
Yep.
He was hugging the very edge of the smoke. He knew that he wanted to go through it, and the timing just ended up being impeccable. I think a very big difference there too in terms of how Fnatic were approaching the retake. On Haven, we saw them strike immediately as soon as the plant went down, not giving Sentinels a moment to set up into a post plant. Whereas this time they took a bit just to set up and make sure that they're all approaching, but it let Sentinels get a bit more comfortable.
Definitely some more hesitancy there.
Walking down mid,
so
with the op.
aggressive.
Durka was doing this on Haven too.
And they're doubled up. Primed and ready for the collateral, but denied at the final moment. The high-low setup, the reaction time's just not paying off there for Durka.
The reflexes from Zekken, though, to be able to get that one. So important.
They seemed almost ready for that one, Sentinels. The way they played it, like they anticipated a push down mid. Another fight being taken though, Chronicle. Oh boy, Satchel's missing. Leo just tries to bail him out, but he does pay with it, with his life in the process. Now backing away.
That wall, it has a little gap
no?
for Chronicle to hide in. And he's able to get up on top of it too.
Yeah.
So I thought Chronicle was just left out to dry, and instead, Leo's given him a little safety spot. This is a weird round. Okay, so Pancada's created some pressure over on A, and that's pulled the rotate. Bostra, for maybe the first time in this series, has a bad read on where this is going.
That's all left up to Chronicle to try and deny. Wall still in the hands of Tens. He's going to be using it slow into the back. Now the wall's up. Chronicle doesn't look to try and push them back. In fact, just pushing down into mid. A contact play from him. Plan's going to go down without too many problems, but this fight that's about to take place in main is so important. Pancada is going to meet him. Yep, face to face with Chronicle. What a util still to try and push them back, but that snake bite is quite nice. Means it's not going to be anybody following up on the boom bot. Now the nade across though. Aim of the game going to be trying to delay. Boaster with the paranoia, goes too wide, actually a little bit too high. Pancada still alive in this one, and there's a crossfire setup. The re-swing! An adjustment of the aim, finds the target, finds the mark. Alpha swinging across, position is known, now onto heaven, but Sassy reveals it still. Will lay claim to the kill with Alpha falling. That's going to be that second round on the board for Sentinels, and so far, an even map.
And it's opened the door for Sentinels now too, because Fnatic heavily invested. The operator on Durka got shut down immediately. Everybody else full bought. Sassy coming up with the goods in the post plant. Really nice stuff. That duo again, the defending champion duo of Sassy and Pancada. So solid, really difficult to get through when they're set up and in position. Sentinels now should have an opportunity to start building up a few rounds. Major pressure though with Durka. Pops the Blade Storm and they go for something really aggressive, driving everybody into Alpha, who has a Bucky on B.
So I like this idea from Fnatic. Based on their weaker buy, obviously the need to try and force positions, but Sentinels are not wasting too much time with this one. They actually pop the Seekers off into mid. Uses it. Okay, Ten's on top of the wall, finds two. Straight away opens it up. There's going to be no danger of any cheeky kills from Alpha anymore. Still, Chronicle running on to heaven is smoked off for the time being, though. Does have that Bulldog in his hands, but Sassy also watching the flank. Fast play out, Poster. He's actually managed to find some space out onto the side with this, and he tries to take the fight anyway with the Frenzy. Just not too favored. That's another day in the firing range for Pancada. Cleans it up nicely.
And gets his ultimate online. Really important that Pancada was hunting those kills towards the end, because a Viper's Pit could easily win this next round if they can get onto site. Tens, that's the second time that when he walls out into B, he's been on top of it. And obviously he gets a great punish there. But I'm wondering if Fnatic are going to start reading into this a little bit and just be holding for him being on top of the wall every time. I think the most important thing though in this round is, can Sentinels get into a post plant for Pancada to win with his pit?
It's been quite slow by Sentinels. You're seeing really glimpses of that exit attack side calling from Def in the past when he's played on this map.
Definitely agree. Look at where the cam is as well from Alpha though. Pancada's kind of... Pancada and Sassy have faked a bit of pressure up towards A heaven, but Alpha knows that it's not real. And that's going to allow Durka to rotate off, and they can just leave the whole of the A site to Alpha
Still holding it for the time being. Mid, just being contained. Deep flash there into ropes. A familiar play to what Sentinels were trying to do on Haven quite a bit. They throw a bit of util out and just contact up, but this wall is going to be causing problems now.
That gives Sentinels a ton of space though.
How do they want to play around this? Just waiting. Ten's holding solo! You gotta be joking! The spacing there just not quite good enough, and Fnatic, they crumble.
This is a save round at this point. The only thing Fnatic are hoping for is that maybe Pancada gets panicked and uses his ult for no reason. This round is over. And all down to Tens.
Being the playmaker. This guy,
on a new role.
About him, man. Yeah, new role. And 2023 really is the year of redemption for this guy. You know, he's playing on a map where We spoke about it. Historically, his performances were never good. This map always haunted him in the past, but...
Yeah, he's had occasional performances where he goes nutty on Jet, but his team still looks scrappy. His Raze was never that great, and there were a lot of narratives about him being poor in elimination matches and stuff as well.
Yeah.
Frankly, the guy just has a microscope on him because of the size of the audience that he commands.
I mean, the guy set the standards for star-level performances in 2021.
Yeah. But I like what he's doing there, and I also think that was a bit ill-advised from Fnatic to be challenging this super heavily. It's not a great one-way. We've seen teams run it before. I think Yampi on Astra was somebody that I could remember doing it, but do you see how awkward it was for Boaster and Chronicle?
Part of the reason why the spacing was so poor when they lined up was because they were only given the sliver of an angle to play around with that one-way.
It's not a one-way that really favors the defenders that much. And yet they decided to fight it until the very bitter end. I much prefer a one-way that's deeper in B main, and I'm sure that Fnatic will, put that one-way up again and fake as if they're challenging him. But Boaster needs to make some kind of adjustment here. Fnatic call a timeout, having an opportunity to talk to Mini. But I think the Cypher is getting good information behind the Viper fakes. So they should have a decent idea about where Sentinels are trying to finish. But they need to make sure that they don't lose players too early. For example, when Durka walked down mid and they just lost a player off the rip. And then where Tens grabs 2 in B main. Because they're not actually forcing Sentinels to go for big site execs. They always have an advantage by the time they're hitting the site. And that's a big difference compared to Haven, where I think Fnatic had 13 of the first kills.
Which obviously makes a massive difference.
Yeah.
If you're heading into most rounds of an advantage like that, playing a 5v4. But off the back of this timeout now from Fnatic, they look to invest a bit of those weapons. Boaster on the weaker buy, half armor across the board as well, so not the most ideal of situations, but we'll see if the adjustments come through, like you were saying, Josh. Maybe a bit slower play from Fnatic, but already a tempo shift.
Sassy has been using this dog, though, every time. So this doesn't feel any different for Fnatic, up until they all burst out this smoke.
Which is right now. You're going to see the double satchel play over the top. Oh, what is that? Absolutely unbelievable. And the crossfire setup, Alfia ready to bail it out just as Sentinels try and collapse into the site. Space being gained, Pangata does hold, but still, no one's dealing with Alfia. Yeah! Durka just walks into the smoke like ships in the night, but this time Dev was aware of it.
And that might have given an opportunity for the 2 Smokes players on Sentinels to clutch. The spike, though, is in such a horrible position. And a triple crossfire, the camera's still up. Everything is stacked against Sentinels. But they have a hope.
Hope and dream. Still, the cam is going to spot them out. See that warbang angle? That's just off the cam. Spots the player, pings it out, and you warbang him through the box there.
Boaster took a bit of damage back.
That exchange of fire. 28 seconds left. How do you find an isolator fight here? Fnatic, so favored. Slide off angle by Leo. Does he not spot him into the corner? He does, but good movement from Leo. The wider swing, Pancata wasn't ready for it, and Alfia, what a cleanup from that guy. I mean, firstly, let's just adjust. I mean, I don't know, we got to talk about that first shot from Durka. Show me a replay or something, because that was, I mean, I was speechless. I'm speechless.
That really is superb. And he knows where Zekken is going, so there's a bit of anticipation in that as well. It's not just pure tracking. He knows that he's trying to land on that high ground, but it's still such a gorgeous shot. And Durka and Alfia just playing off each other perfectly. That's the thing in and out. That is the first time that A setup has properly been tested, where they're ready to receive it. In one of the previous rounds, they did go A, but Alfia was trying to get back into the site through elbow, and they didn't quite know what was going on. I'm not sure Sentinels are going to go for heavy hits, but I do think they could still follow this dog and try and control A. The camera again in a really nice spot from Alfia.
Opting into that mid control though from Fnatic with the operator in the hands of Durka. This time they fight it. Still Pancata. They get that deep position. Does he know the cam's there? Oh, the left-hand approach. Wow. Okay.
What?
I mean, just should never have been favored in that fight yet. Comes out relatively unscathed. I mean, dropped to 27 health, but the kill claimed, and that's the important part.
And since the timeout, all of these first fights have been going the way of Fnatic. good information here too. Leo's walled off B main, so they're not too worried about that. They can put a lot of focus towards B heaven. I'm not exactly sure though why Chronicle is leaving right now. Okay, now he returns.
Yeah.
Just in time, I think.
Play being set up though. Fnatic, massive advantage with this one, and a contact play. Zekin just tries to take the angle. Paranoia and a nade to push them back. Wall not even close to fading here.
30 seconds left.
Interesting angle that TenZ is looking for. A clean shot into this one. Jump peek by Chronicle. We've got a lot of information now. Time running so damn low. Only 18 seconds left in the round. What a flick from Sassy. Does he anticipate the second player up top though? Drop down, that's Boaster close. And fight still being won out. It's down to TenZ. Spike has to be picked up, and the pressure is on. Isolates one more fight.
Whoa.
What is that?
He's
time
just got
to spare.
time.
Yeah, he does indeed. Durka solo though. Rotating around, the heal's gonna be used. Back up, healthy, still in that 1v1. Isolating the angle, and Durka is just waiting it out. Locking down the angle on top of the box with that operator. Has the dash. Waiting to see what he can do. Slowly creeping and crawling down the ropes, not making any noise. And it's just gonna be a game of reactions. Who spots who first? Barrel sticks out, and TenZ delivers. The final blow for the Red Bull clutch.
What a performance. TenZ has been masterful on this map so far. I love the timing that he takes past the wall in B main. And then the skill demonstrated from TenZ and Sassy to be able to win that round is superb. I think Fnatic's defensive setup was really good. In fact, I think the macro game so far has still been better from Fnatic. But that doesn't win you games. No. Sentinels running away with this on the attack side.
Fast showstopper play right up close. And these fast plays, when you throw them in, just how slow the attack side rounds are being played. Of course they're going to be capitalizing. Of course they're going to be coming up with the goods.
Durka needs something here. He might get all oh, I thought he was going to get both of them. They almost lined up, but the trade is there from Sassy.
Yeah.
Safe again, not even a point of damage. And now Fnatic are really stuck. 3v4, and like I said, Split is about map control. Well, they have no idea if someone is into ropes. They still have this cam from Alpha, yeah? And I think the desk was talking about it. Sentinels are not putting a premium on breaking this stuff. They didn't break the Killjoy utility. They're not breaking the Cypher utility either, but they are still finding a way around it. I heckin' love that guy.
Yep, just blessed of his POV in the moment there. Trip's going to be broken though, Alpha yet. His job now to try and hold this down. And Cam's quite good at spotting out a bit of that angle. Tries to go for the spray down there with a stinger, but now just backing away actually. Opting into the save. Not even willing to try and play into this one. If Alpha can claim a rifle, it's going to be not too bad for them, but still. Another round on the board, piles up. And committing the pit is actually...
That is a big W for Fnatic. Do you remember what I said a couple of rounds ago? Yeah. Where Fnatic were going for a save, and I said, the best they can hope for is Pancada gets scared and just uses his ult. Well, it happened here. A 4v3, it's not a bad time to use the ult. And of course, he can't know that Fnatic are going for a save. But they're going to be a bit frustrated about that.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, it's a round on the board. They're still going to have an economy advantage heading into the next, into round 10. And Sentinels with 6 on the attack side is looking superb. Brent, I feel like Split is becoming an attack-sided map from what we've watched in Lock-In so far. It feels like teams are really being able to get a read on how to create ramp pressure, get into heaven. A lot of teams playing heavy duelist styles.
So
it's been difficult for these defensive teams.
Yeah, with the map changes as well, widening of a lot of these choke points.
But Fnatic, I think, is still going to be explosive when the sides swap with Durka and with Chronicle.
You would think, right, with the double duelist composition that they are running.
But they still need to get rounds on the board. Sentinels cannot be allowed to run away with this. Otherwise, we're going to see a complete mirror of Haven, which I suppose would be only fitting.
Yeah. Really slow orb from Leo. That's just a bit of conditioning. Dirk has been opping that angle just from that, so making sure that they keep adding these layers into the early rounds.
It might have slipped there for just a moment. We're back
Okay.
in the game, though. Don't worry about it. Minute 10, and thankfully, nothing happened.
Yep.
Just a bit of slow mid control, and Sassy coming around the corner, just contacting in.
Yep, and that kill is quite far out in the open there. We'll see what can be done. Leo does have a res available, but already that pressure's being applied to him and starting to squeeze him. Nade rebounded off the side, sets him up again, tens. And easy kill, especially when his target is rotating this way. That way, Alfia has to be the difference maker, and what a shot to find. The crossfire setup, Boaster quick to respond again in kind, holding that crossfire setup. And
Both comps are probably the most comfortable.
yeah.
But both teams need as many as they can right here. Durka with an operator looks to take an early peek. He knows that Sassy's been dogging it every time.
We'll see what happens here. It's early fight. So important. Seekers forces out the first shot, has to back away, including the dog. Removes all that util. Not going to be clearing the way for them. Boombot and a nade. The double satchel play this time. A different pathing, yet Boaster still nails the shot. One after another. Nasty stuff from Boaster. And the reposition from Durka. Trying to catch one of these players unaware. Pancada, though, offsets it with his own movement. He's going to be favored into that fight. So, Spike now starting to go down. But lifting that 2v4. Fnatic looks primed and ready for them to just make it a nice even score line. Nade into the corner. It's going to be pushing them away. Dropping down. A flick of the wrist from Tens. Not able to find it. Satchel up top. One more kill found. Pancada. The pressure is on. And it's just unable to finalize it, to put it away, put it to bed. Fnatic, they claim the round. They're going to be making it 6-6.
Big performance from Fnatic to get back into this one. Join us dead level at the half. The next half is going to be everything for Sentinels. Both teams need to win here, but only one can. Sentinels,
question, right?
Are they going to be able to pull it back? We're going to go to a break here, a 5-minute break, and we'll be back with the next half, where we'll show you the remix version of Sentinels Fnatic.
गाइस एक्चुअली लैग मेरे स्ट्रीम पे नहीं हो रहा है, लैग वो VCT का ही हो रहा है, ठीक है। VCT का है, प्रोडक्शन खराब है इस बार, इसीलिए ऐसा लैग हो रहा है ब्रो। अभी ये मैं भी क्या करूं, मेरा स्ट्रीम तो लैग कर नहीं रहा ब्रो। जो शटर हो रहा है वो VCT के शटर हो रहा है।
But just to be 100% clear, it is not impacting the players on stage whatsoever, which is the most important thing, hands down, and we hope to have a fix as soon as possible. We thank you all so much for your patience. We hope that regardless, you're still enjoying the matchup, and we thank you so much for joining us here back in the analyst desk as we get ready to discuss what we just saw in that first half, because you know what? It's kind of like that meme. They had us in the first half, not gonna lie. It was looking all right for them so far, but I just got word that we are going to be jumping back in the game. So apologies for that. Let's actually send it back over to the casters and get into the action, and then we'll talk about it later.
All right, back in the action, and hopefully not too much stuttering. Sorry about that. I was chewing on the cables earlier. Got a bit hungry. But yeah, back into the match that matters now here between Fnatic and Sentinels. Map number 2, of course, is the Sentinels that need to take it. Yeah. They have any chance of staying in the series and staying in the tournament.
This composition is so good on the defense side, but this pistol round is going to matter so much.
So important. A lot of time for these teams to think about what exactly you want to do, but already you can see a lot of players of Fnatic just grouped up. Double duelist play. The Excels are just fast bursts into the side. A bit of a jump peek from TenZ. Not sure if he saw them there. Smoke going to be placed now up into heaven. Paranoia also primed. There's a dash forwards, but that wall, it's
nice
interesting. Wall. Yeah, blocks them off. Removes one of the available positions that they could have just been swinging from. And the counter wall play. What a play to make and what a call in the moment. Still, Fnatic overwhelming them. And Sentinels just did not look ready for that one.
2 players left alive, Zekken and Sassy. Can they make it work here? They're in great positions to deny the plant, and the pressure is actually on Fnatic.
Yeah.
But Zekken's just so out in the open. And his crosshair placement, there's no way he knows where anyone's coming from.
Yep, no one holding that angle, so Chronicle just contact pushing all the way up. Now left into that 1v3. Spike should be able to go down without too many problems, but...
There's one of the walls.
It's Fnatic just waiting right now for the walls to fade away so that the rest of the team can help them out and get that clean plan off. There you go.
Fnatic with this pistol round are going to be starting some serious momentum unless Sassy can work a miracle. But I think it's just far too much. He'd have to hit outrageous shots, and Alfia is equal to it. I feel like this is a rough day for Zekken. The amount of times we've seen him caught out is brutal for a player of his caliber. The coordination and the game plan just helping all of the Fnatic players stay on the same page a little more than Sentinels, who we've seen players get caught out and not be able to find the value.
Yeah.
No force buy either from Sen, so they're just accepting that Fnatic are going to go up 8-6.
Playing it safe, heavy presence from them in towards mid, but Fnatic, a great opener there, claiming that pistol round. You can see this in that, going to be that dash engage, updraft up over the top, so Doka looking to try and create some space, but Sentinels are not wasting any time, already making sure that they can fight them. Going to be a swing attempt now through into main. Jiggle of the movement there, but both are not really being baited out too much, and a shot to the chest will do it just from the Marshal in that moment, cleaning up these players one after another. Working towards building those ultimates.
I want to talk a little bit about how these compositions work, though, because Sentinels comp is going to focus really heavy on mid control. They're going to have Astropoles, Viper Walls, nades, so much stuff. Fnatic are probably not going to be able to get mid control very often, but I don't think they need it. The double duelist compositions excel at bursting out through one of the choke points really quickly and applying a lot of pressure to the anchors. So both teams have slightly different goals in terms of which area of the map they want to control. And this is going to be our first test. And Sentinels, they've got to come out on top here if they want a chance at continuing in this bracket. This was their map pick.
This is the one they have to win out, but Fnatic would love to close this out in 2. Early obstacle for them in the entirety of Lock-in, and we've talked about the hopes and dreams of this Fnatic squad, this Fnatic team, including Boaster. This guy who's just had his eyes on a trophy for so long.
That is a really nice timing on the wall from TenZ. Like I said, Fnatic want to burst through the choke points, and they were just starting to group up on A. I think they actually could do the same thing again, though. All get close, Leo walls up, and then they explode off the back of that. We'll see what choice they end up making.
Looks like that's the plan. Not making any noise. Oh.
if they do go for that, look how much pressure that's going to put on Sassy.
And spotted out. Here's the wall go up. Sassy has to back away from this one. Quick dash up there onto Flowers, and Durka nails the shots.
I think Durka was the only person on the wall. He had to win that.
When indeed does. Site's going to be claimed now for Fnatic. What an opener for them. Sentinels left grasping in this one. How do you try and salvage this situation? Do have positioning onto A ramp. You've got to clear through all this utility. Screens also is there for them. And look at Alpha. Great position for him. Ducking underneath this one. Trip is very nice. Wow. And Alpha just has the precise positioning. Second just cannot catch a break right now. And layers on layers. That crosshair placement. Just amazing for this. And Sentinel's forced to save. You just have to back away. You need to keep the rifles moving into the next one. But steadily, feels like this map in this series might just be falling away, crumbling beneath them.
Fnatic winning the bonus round is massive for them. They're going to have a ballooning economy. Sentinels are put up against the ropes here. And their defensive game plan fell apart because Fnatic have the ability to get up, over, and around that wall. The wall is supposed to give them some semblance of control in A main and allow them to rotate their players off to the other side of the map. But when Fnatic are so happy to just use their own wall to get over it, or, you know, updraft dash, blast pack, whatever, they have so many tools to be able to get around that obstacle that it means TenZ's utility is not quite as useful as it otherwise would be against other teams, other comps. Def is going to be hard-pressed to come up with an answer to this.
And a timeout being taken.
Looking for answers from the coach as well.
I mean, this is a good timing for it as well, when it looks like Fnatic are sailing away with the potential win here on their map pick.
And so the most important thing is that the Sentinels players are in position to receive Durka. I would normally say Durka and Chronicle, but Chronicle hasn't been playing that aggressively on the attack side yet. Yeah. Durka is way out in front. If they can shut down Durka with good anchoring, a smoke, a pull, whatever utility you want to put in there, but be ready to receive him. If they can shut down Durka, they'll rip off the tip of the spear, and Fnatic are going to be a bit stunted on these pushes. But I think that's a lot to ask. Durka has been in unbelievable form in this series so far. He's currently 18-8. He's just feasting. The only times we've seen him punished is when he just walks around with an op.
He's been a true difference maker. One away from that ultimate as well, but you are right. It's going to be the key for them. Putting a stop to these dash engages, finding a way around it.
And a lot of the time, that is going to mean that Sentinels need to give space. When Fnatic invest really heavily, they need to walk backwards and absorb some of that aggression. Alfie is looking to absorb aggression over at A main right now.
Oh, trying to take the fight there, Sassy. A wider swing, but just a weapon not good enough for it. Sheriff in play, and that's an instant answer. Look at this from Fnatic.
A good mid-round call.
Yeah, players swarming that position. Neural Theft going to be giving great information as well. On top of this, and while Second tries to reposition, he's just caught out in the open.
That's actually Alfie's ultimate, giving them that kill.
TenZ might try and make a play though. Trying to go for that crouch jump onto the corner. Definitely possible in some circumstances, but the weaponry is just so poor right now for Sentinels.
Yeah, and Def and Pancada need to save here, or they need to save at least one of the rifles. Pancada actually can buy into the next. So maybe he's just trying to keep the Fnatic economy under wraps, but Fnatic are going to be looking to buy for a long time yet.
Yeah, this is them.
You can't do too much damage.
I mean, sailing away with the game. The map and the game. You nailed the jump peek then, TenZ, but tries to go for a cheeky little peek there, maybe rip a head off. But
Leo might die. Oh no, he just gets away, safe in his corner. And that is not even a set plan from Fnatic at all, right? That is Boaster making a mid-round call that, all right, they're getting aggressive on A. We're set up to punish them with Durka and Alpha, yeah. So now there's going to be an opening. Let's exploit that. I like the balance of set stuff with the mid-rounding that Fnatic's bringing out.
I could be wrong, but Durka, I'm pretty sure, just activated his ultimate by mistake there as well.
What, at the end of the round? Oh yeah, it's gone.
He did. Yeah.
Okay.
The right click.
No worries,
but okay.
They don't need it.
Listen, they're ahead already. 4 rounds. Why not? Adjustment made though, Sentinels. It's going to be the Satchels working their way forwards. Fnatic trying to gain control of this. Slow orb at the feet. The players in a choke point. This wall is so interesting. What a...
Spike down A.
I got the spike.
Spike planted. One enemy remaining.
Satchel out.
One enemy remaining.
Let's keep it going. Oh, I'm surrounded by minha família. We won't lose.
Shadows traveling, blinding. Shadows traveling.
Can't use that yet.
Flawless.
That should work. Should I play some stars in this reality? Right there. About there.
Enemy remaining.
Now as well, apologies for that one. Pancada left into that 1v3, has to find his kill onto Durka. Low enough. Single bullet might have done it. But he's just so alone right now. And he's been surrounded on every single side. The time pressure just too much. And a heartbreaking moment for Pancada, forced to just back away from the fight. Not a chance in hell, and it leaves no room for error now for Sentinels. With this Fnatic claiming that 12th round on the board for them. Map and series point within their grasp.
So many chances to convert this too. Fnatic completely in control. Durka sat at 23-11. Sentinels forced to take a timeout. Pancada with a massive ultimate to work with, but they're always up against the ropes. 1 round away from being eliminated in the first round of the Omega bracket.
And it's rough, isn't it?
We knew that one of these teams would be going home. It's no shock. That's what happens when two heavy hitters face each other in single elimination. But the manner in which it's happened, there's been a bit of a gulf in this match between the preparation levels and the teamwork and the individual level of Fnatic and what people were hoping for from Sentinels.
And they're performing at this kind of level as well. I mean, Leo playing in isolation.
Yeah.
Not even really at 100%, you could argue.
But he was great map 1, and he's been there when his team needs him map 2.
Still holding strong, but this is the final timeout for Sentinel in the second half. It has to be 5 rounds in a row. And as I said earlier, no room for error, no buffer. You lose any of these upcoming rounds, and guess what? That's it. You're flying home.
That's a scary position to be in for Sentinels. It's America's super team. And just like the Loud projects of last year, obviously, it's built for the long term. It's built for champions, but they were hoping to make a run here at Lock-In. And they're going to have to pull out something absurd to make that dream a reality.
Early slow orb, need to try and push back the angle. That's that pressure being applied. Even the ultimate there into the back of the side. That's going to be clearing this one, and Boaster sticks it. Paranoia, does he want to open himself up a little bit too wide? Def should punish that indeed. He does. Showstop around the corner. And the swings are there. Good trades in action. But the pressure is more than on right now. Fnatic, they make it nice and even. 3v3. Boombot destroyed. Another nade sailed right past them. And the wall just intersecting, causing all sorts of troubles. And to the back of it, Tenz was just so unaware of this, and a res online. And this is shambolic. Sentinels left in a 2v4, all on Sassy and Zekken. Flash ready. We'll find one of the targets, gets them into the site, but a crossfire, and a massive play needs to be made. Showstopper's back, round the corner, Zekken claims 2. The beam down from Sassy, and it's all down to Leo. What a miracle play, what a miracle performance, but Leo, he might just end it. Left down to the 1v1 second, he has to kill him and he won't do it. The hopes and dreams ended in a flash as Sentinels are sent home, and the Fnatic super team are looking primed and ready to continue in Lock-In.
What an insane way for the match to finish. Sentinels did everything they could there, with Sassy and Zekken combining together to make such a winnable 2v4. And it gets shut down, the winning moment from a player, unfortunately not even on the stage. What a game though, and what an opener for Fnatic, showcasing that they are here to win. We said it, Brent, at the beginning of this year, if Boaster can't lift a trophy with this squad, I don't know whether it's ever happening. They are on a hunt, and they mean business.
Yeah, and that first major obstacle, massive matchup in the first round of matches against Sentinels, of course. We will have to say goodbye to them. We sent home winning this one, a brutal format, but pressure's on from the get-go. Tense situations, tense matchups between them.
And it is going to be a long-term project. Sentinels are aiming for champs at the end of the year, but they have a fan base that is hungry for results.
And they demand perfection. I would argue that both of these teams' fan bases, Fnatic and Sentinels, they have parallels in that. Really demanding that perfection and demanding that trophy to be lifted. There's one player right at the forefront of that. That's Boaster. You can see him there.
And I've got to be honest with you, I don't know what that celebration was. I mean...
Yeah, could not make that one out. But.
Comments on a postcard, send them in with hashtag VCT Lock-In. Oh, well, it's served up on a plate, on a platter. I don't know. I'm grasping at straws for it. But that is a great way for Fnatic to begin this run. They've carved a bit of a path for themselves now. One of their biggest hurdles looked to be Sentinels in the opening round. We'll see just how deep this team can get. That was quite clean. They showcased great individual performance. Yeah. Durga with over 300 ACS on split and dominated map 1 as well. And the teamwork, the prep, what they showcased was lovely today.
That's what you'd expect from this Fnatic squad, is that they have that preparation in spades, they have the set plays. What has been lacking in the past of iterations of this roster has been their ability to adapt on the fly. But I think what we witnessed today, honestly, with all the upgrades that Fnatic have made, That doesn't seem to be a problem for them anymore. There were many moments where they were instantly reacting, whether it was a call to wall over the enemy Sage's wall or a showstopper play to try and punish. This team is very quick to react, intelligent across the board, and I mean, just heavy hitters. A scary, scary team heading deeper into this lock-in bracket now.
And for Fnatic, they always seem to be good to make a deep run. You know, they made top 8 at Champs in 2021, 4th at Copenhagen, 6th at Champs this time around as well in 2022. The question really is, how deep can they get? Will at some point they reach a ceiling? Will they run out of the set strategies? All of those questions, the answers are yet to come. We just have to continue watching the Omega bracket play out. But I'm excited.
Yeah, and they did overcome that first major hurdle. Now you can take a vote.